What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I'm always trying to do different things, trying to implement different ways of optimizing certain imprint stones and cards and what have you. And I come up with a little idea that maybe some of you could actually try in one of these immortal dungeons. Now, this is a game mode where this can probably work for you pretty well because in this game mode, you need to apply certain dot effects. Well, there's a card in the game, the Zhongfei card here, like for example against Mortal Typhon, you need to apply chill damage on the first team. You need to apply as much as you can, and then all that chill that you applied is actually going to allow you to do a lot more damage to this boss. Well, whenever you do critical hits, you have a 50% chance to deal chill damage equal to 140% attack to the target upon landing a critical hit with this card. So whenever you put this card on characters that have high critical rates or critical rate buffs, it can really start, you're going to start applying a lot of chill damage. And the decreased active skill cooldown, unfortunately, only works with Halloween fighters, which Ignis isn't. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, yeah, but, if you have that card on that guy, then you're going to lose, almost 2 seconds of cooldown because your cooldown card actually gives you 1.9 seconds of decreased skill cooldown. When you're losing cooldown, it's just like, well, that kind of sucks because you're not going to be able to rotate through your skills. Now, one way to remedy that is by using Alias Set. Whenever you use Alias Set, you can actually proc your skills more often, which really helps. Now, this is on a 45-second cooldown. That's kind of the thing about the Alias Set. It only procs every 45 seconds, right? And whenever you're going through your 3PGs or your supers, that countdown's still going on. So that is something to remember. But there is a little something special and something I want to highlight, and I've tried to highlight before in the past, but I think I finally found its niche place, and that is this imprint stone right here. Now, this imprint stone will not give you as much CP as, say, a double attack stone. It won't. But it will decrease your active skill cooldowns by 2 seconds, the same as a regular cooldown card, actually a hair more, whenever you're applying burn, poison, and bleed. So if you have a character that has a critical rate buff or has high critical rates or does lots and lots of hits to land critical hits, and they have burn, poison, or bleed on them, and you put this card or you put this imprint stone on them, it's only going to be on a 5-second cooldown. So this is going to always be going up. So essentially what you're doing with this imprint stone is you're getting another cooldown card. That's what you're getting. So because I'm putting the Zhongfei card on, I'm losing that 1.9 seconds, but yet I'm still gaining the 2 seconds. So it averages out to be just like having 2 cooldown cards. And the cool thing about this is I can actually use my boss fighter Ignis. And Ignis is actually amazing. I should have stayed in there. But Ignis is actually really great for this because he actually has an insane critical rate buff. He's got a 12% critical rate buff on his first skill. And he does apply lots of bleed. So he's going to be decreasing the cooldowns quite often because of that imprint stone. And he's going to be applying a lot of chill damage on top of it. And I can actually use him and synergize him with other boss fighters. I mean, I could have used BS Orochi in the leadership. You could use another green fighter. You could use Jeanette, right? Christmas Jeanette, who actually has the PG rate leadership for the green fighters. You could use Ash, although I wouldn't recommend it. Ash really isn't that good. He gets interrupted a lot because he doesn't have any native super armor, although you could put a different card set him to allow him to have super armor, but he's really not that great for this. Plus, he does a grab skill on his 5PG. It's just not the greatest. But we're going to highlight that, but we're also going to highlight using the 3PG on Ignis. And Ignis, because he is a boss fighter, because he's a attack type fighter, he can actually benefit from Geese Howard's leadership, Nightmare Geese's leadership, or also benefit from BS Orochi's leadership, right? And because he already has 20% PG rate in his core with the 20% PG rate that we're getting from Geese, he's going to have 40% PG rate. Now, the thing about this version of Ignis, especially compared to his BS version, is his animations are not as fast. They're much slower, and it takes longer to actually do your cooldowns. Actually, if I could put one of those imprint stones on him to decrease his cooldown, I probably would. But unfortunately, he just applies shock damage. And so that imprint stone won't work with him. Now, I do have a double attack stone in his first 2 slots. If these had shock on them, that'd be better because when you have dot effects of the same type that your character has, all of that will stack together. But I opted just go for this because it's the only stones I had available at the time. And then we got the last one here that decreases enemies' defenses by 20%. So we're going to highlight the 3PG, and we're going to highlight the fact that you can actually still have your same amount of cooldown times and still apply a dot effect, in chill in this case, with a very, very powerful character. So we'll jump in here and we'll do this. And, you know, I really wanted to make use of those other imprint stones. I get tired of telling you guys, oh, you have to use this one or you have to use this one. So this is actually a special case where this stone could come in handy. Now, for a lot of us that have certain characters, we're not going to do this at all. But for some of you out there, maybe you will. Maybe you'll try this. Okay. And there we go. And now we're going to apply an insane amount of chill damage, right? And like I said, Ignis he's a little slow on his attacks. There we go, that's what we want. And it's really awesome that we can use these 3PGs on these characters, right? It's awesome that we can use, you know, Geese's 3PG on Geese 14. That we can use Ignis's 3PG on his original version. I mean, that's dope, guys. That is dope. Now that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do that, but luckily Ignis is doing his 3PG. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. And now we can run through Ignis's skills here. We're getting all that extra critical rate. We're landing doing lots of chill damage to oh boy. And booyah. And then we're going to have Geese's 3PG ready to go. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go. And booyah. Now we'll switch back to Geese here. Oh, I love it when Ignis does his skills, man. So you can see, by the way, that this is working out pretty sweet. Like we're getting all that PG rate for all these characters are benefiting from it. We're able to apply all this chill damage. Oh yeah, look at this. And remember, all that chill damage that you're applying is going to allow your second team to do a ton of damage. This is a pretty insane team, actually. And Ignis, another thing about using Ignis here, this version of Ignis, is he is a purple type. Now, obviously, if you have 0, you are loving life. And I tell you what, it's really nice that Ignis has that decreased damage received, because before his rework, we're gonna wait. There we go. I wanted to wait for Geese's 3PG to get ready. Now Ignis did die, unfortunately. So not bad, you know. 357 million with that team, right? And I can just put it on auto now and let it go. And, you know, I know that's not for everybody, right? Not everybody's going to use one of those imprint stones and they're going to slap it on their character. I understand that, right? But it is a way to use some really OP characters to gain that chill damage and allow your second team to do tons and tons of damage. Obviously, guys, I mean, you've got BS and SS and they're all ranked up and leveled up. You can pretty much plow through this even without having extra chill damage. But maybe some of you lower level, like not lower level, but you players that haven't played as long, you got a Zhongfei card, maybe you got Ignis, you could slap on, you know, maybe that imprint stone and, you know, try that out. The problem with it is the amount of resources that you have to put into the imprint stone. That's kind of the thing, right? It costs a lot to level up those damn things, and that's kind of what makes that stone not as relevant as other stones, right? That's why the double attack seemed to stand out a lot better. But oh my god, we lost Rugal already. Wow, man, wow. And my Rugal's got like 5 imprint stones on him. That is crazy. That is crazy. So these guys probably won't even be able to hit the... I don't know. They might. I don't know. We got 97 Orochi in there, who is a purple type. He does have the advantage over Immortal Typhon. Maybe we'll get it. I mean, obviously, if I was manually playing this, I could definitely do this. I'm actually curious to see if we get this done on auto. Oh, yeah. We got this. 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 Yeah. No problem. No problem. But I just wanted to do this video to just to highlight that imprint stone and where it can actually be applicable, where you can actually use it. I mean, maybe you got one of those stones in one of your, you know, mystery boxes and you're thinking to yourself, where can I use it? And, you know, that would be, you know, maybe something like this would be good, but it has to be like, if you're going to try to synergize it with one of these Zhongfei cards, right? If you're going to try to synergize with one of these things, then, you know, you need, it's going to have, you're going to have a character with lots of critical rate. Now, there are other cards, other option cards, like the Shermie card here, that actually deals shock damage equal to 8% of attack to the enemy upon landing a critical hit with an active skill. So this is the same thing. You know, if you got a boss like another, you know, another Immortal Dungeon where you actually have to apply shock damage on Immortal Most, I believe, if I remember correctly, you could do the same thing for Immortal Most. You could try the same thing. You could have a character like Ignis. I mean, this is only going to work on certain characters. I mean, Iori would be a good one, but I really wouldn't do this for Iori at all because he's really only good as far as Immortal Dungeon is concerned. It's really only good for, well, actually, he's good for Immortal Most, but he doesn't have any dot effect. That's the problem. So the imprint stone won't work on him. Really, Ignis is really kind of a rare breed where this is actually going to work on him really well because he does have that extra critical rate buff. It's just something I wanted to highlight and really show how awesome Ignis is, right? I mean, even after all this time, still an amazing character. But I still don't really recommend leveling up those stones because it costs you so many gold hammers, but this is an idea just to throw out at some of you guys in case maybe you have Ignis, you don't have Kula, you don't have some of your freeze characters or some characters that apply chill. And if you don't have any of those characters, if you don't have them leveled up, maybe you could try this method if you have enough gold hammers to put it in imprint stones. But then there's the argument of, well, if you have enough gold hammers to do it, then more than likely you got the characters. But I just wanted to throw out something different at all of you. So let me know how y'all feeling about that imprint stone on Ignis specifically. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.